During our time in New York City, we got to host a team from Georgia that arrived on Thursday to serve with us at the Long Island City Carnival with New City Church. The carnival ended up being moved from Saturday to Sunday because of rain, which allowed me to attend the citywide picnic that was being hosted for church planners and their families. The Send New York City team was hosting the picnic with volunteers from a couple of churches. It was fun to be able to jump in and meet some of the pastors from literally all over the world.
Sunday was an absolutely beautiful day for the carnival, and families were ready to get out of their apartments after a very rainy Saturday, so there was a great turnout, and everyone had a really good time. We got word the following Sunday that 2 families from the carnival had visited the church for the first time. It often takes months to see visitors after outreach events, so this was a great encouragement to the church.
On Monday, I had been invited to attend and share about our ministry at a pastors' meeting of the Global Baptist Alliance. This was a great time of fellowship with a great group of pastors. On Tuesday, I had breakfast with Justin Adamson, a new church planner in the Jamaica Queens area. His church, New Song of Hope, just signed papers and is beginning work on getting their new space ready for worship. I got to have lunch with Steve Chambers, a planter and pastor of Neighborhood Church on the Upper West Side.
The girls and I then got to join Kevin in the city, and we had dinner with Patrick, Katie, and Natalie Thompson. Patrick is the planner and founding pastor of New City Church in Long Island City. He and his wife are now being sent from there to serve with the International Mission Board as missionaries to France.
On Wednesday, I had breakfast in Clifton, New Jersey with Pastor Roldan, a Filipino pastor that I met at Saturday's picnic. I got to have lunch that day with another Filipino planter that's planted a church in the Jersey City area. He has 8 different nations represented in his church family of only 30 to 40 people.
Kevin and I got to go into the city and have a couple of meetings together. We had breakfast with Bobby and Holly Shirley, a couple that has raised support to plant themselves in New York City and come alongside the leadership of one community church in Hell's Kitchen. So after our time with the Shirleys, we made our way over a few blocks and got to have coffee with Steve Cantor. Steve is the Northeast Region Director for the North American Mission Board. He has a huge task and is doing a great job leading the various teams that NAM has throughout the entire Northeast.
Saturday, I left the girls before anyone was awake to make my way to the annual meeting of the Global Baptist Alliance. When I shared at the pastors' meeting on Monday, the director of the GBA asked if I'd be willing to come and share a testimony at their annual meeting. This was a great opportunity to share with over 40 Southern Baptist churches that are a part of this group that is planting churches in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. After the meeting, I spent some time with Pastor Rowley, another Filipino pastor that was at the picnic the previous Saturday. He and his wife shared their story with me over dessert at a local diner.
Sunday was a busier Sunday than we normally have, as we had been invited to attend 2 churches, and Kevin had been asked to share at both of those church plants that are a part of the Send Network. One of the churches met at 11:30 and the other met at 2:30. It was such a blessing to be able to worship with both congregations and be able to share testimony of how God is working in and through our family to encourage church planners all over North America. It was also great to be able to encourage these young congregations to press on and that they're not alone.
Tuesday afternoon, I got to have coffee with a pastor from Ghana. He is planning a church in the Newark area of New Jersey. He and his wife both work in the medical field, and he is pastoring bivocationally.
Before we left the city on Wednesday morning, God had one last divine appointment for us. A lady approached us and asked if we could help her. Her husband had broken his leg earlier in the week in a bicycle accident, had had several surgeries, and was in the local hospital. A transport company was coming to pick up their RV, but would not transport it with full tanks. We confirmed the story with the people in the office as we requested being able to check out late, something they usually don't allow. In God's favor and grace, they allowed us to check out late so that we could help her and thanked us for helping her.
That's right. God put us in just the right place at just the right time to help a lady empty her sewer water out of her RV. Not what I had in mind, but it opened the door to a great conversation, and we had the chance to share with her about what we do and pray with her and for her husband. She was beyond grateful, and there's no doubt God had us there to be His hands and feet in that situation as well. Our time in New York City was a blessing. It was exhausting, but it was a blessing to be there and have the opportunity to meet and interact with so many planters and their families. These 2 weeks would not have been possible without the support of our tribe.